This is map 2 of the second quarterfinal of tonight's rundown.
And guys, we're actually playing this here on MLG Shattered Temple. So we've got cross spawns coming up. I think those are actually fixed in the MLG version of this map, or at least I know it's not
forced cross, isn't it?
Close by ground. I'm pretty sure it's forced cross though. On this map. So we'll have to see what both players opt to do. I mean, we saw Attero with a very aggressive push there after throwing down that Nexus. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Gimmix has against that type of play this time around.
I totally agree here, brother. I think the pressure here is squarely on Gimmix's shoulders to bring something new to the table that Attero hasn't seen yet. He pretty much thrashed the rest of the bracket last week, just handily handing losses to every opponent all the way up until he met Violet. And the same may be true tonight if Gimmix doesn't have something special to throw out.
You know, absolutely. And I mean, that's one of those things. We'll watch these players come into this tournament, and they just have such a great run through it, and that's how we get such phenomenal finals, you know, and semifinal games, because we see great players, you know, doing some great moves on each other.
Well, this is going to be another long one, folks, with the cross spawns. I would not expect any cheese to come out here, especially with the gateway going down and the gas from the Protoss. That will definitely limit any kind of special shenaniganry that's going to come out.
I'd love to see some really aggressive all-in out of Attero this game. I feel like, you know, taking that game in Game 1 where he had the expansion, he was going for the macro game, and he actually just flat out won with a timing push that wasn't even like an all-in. And, especially this, he's taking the gas. And, of course, one thing to note about this from Protoss is that the Assimilator actually has double the hit points of any of the other gas buildings.
I did not know that.
So it actually takes twice as long to kill. So that's kind of a big deal. Looks like ePGimix, though, probably going for the same build he did last game, going for that Tech Lab. It's either going to be a Marauder expand or a Reaper expand out of him. We'll have to see which he chooses. I'm going to go with a Reaper expand, and there we go.
That's why you make the big donuts there, Gwin. Nice call there, buddy. And we're going to look forward to a little bit of Reaper harass coming out from the Terran. Let's take a look in the Protoss space here and see how quickly we're going to get this Warp Gate upgrade happening. Ooh, not immediate here, as we're going to chrono out the Stalker right before doing the Warp Gate.
Definitely wants that Stalker. Of course, as a Protoss player, you cannot deny scouting from the Terran until you have that Stalker out. And that's kind of a big deal. So, of course, you know, Attero probably on this map, the 1-1-1 is a very powerful, very popular build. The straight shot through the middle is very easy for Terran to just kind of push through with their tanks and banshees. So, wants to deny that scouting, wants to limit the gas income of his Terran opponent so that 1-1-1 will be a little bit delayed if it comes at all. But it looks like, again, we've got that Reaper expand, we've got the command center on the way for Gimmix. Will he protect it enough this game, though?
All right, we see the 2-gate Robo coming out here from the Protoss player, and this is something that Attero used on multiple occasions against his Terran foe last week as well. So he's liking this consistent build with the macro style that he's been doing. Switching it over to the Terran base, you can see Gimmix has an expand coming up, as well as 2 additional barracks he's about to lay some smackdown with.
We got Attero taking a couple pot shots at that depot before finally forced to retreat. And I like this choice out of Gimmix. He wants to be aggressive. You know, he wants to punish you know, Attero for going for the build he is, and of course he had that SCV in, so he scouted the Robo going down. So what does he do? He says, I'm going to get Stim as my first Tech Lab upgrade, because once I have Stim and you do not have AoE damage in the form of Colossus or you know, Storm, I can put a lot of hurt on you.
All right, look at this. Floaty command center all the way down here, and a bunker going up for the Terran. This should be a nice little upgrade in the income department for Gimmix. We'll see what he's going to do with the gas situation here shortly as he chooses his tech path. With this many barracks, though, I think the one gas plan could be a good one.
Absolutely. I mean, Marauders do not take a whole ton of gas, so, you know, he's definitely, I feel, in the right with something like this. Attero going to go ahead and throw down the expand. I believe he has 2 gates up plus that Robo, or is he add on a third? Nope, just still on the 2 gates plus the Robo. getting that observer out now, and I'm a little bit surprised to see him move out at this point with just the 2 gates.
All right, let's check out the lopsided incomes here for a second. While they are as such, you can see about a 20% lead all the way across the board here for Gimmix in the income department. As he adds more units into gas, you can see the refinery going up here, as well as a factory in his base, and double reactors on these additional 2.
We will have to see. I mean, Marines, of course, are very good against Immortal. I would think, ooh, and losing a free unit there is Attero. Not the best move, but look at this. So smart. With that observer on the high ground, he can actually pick up those Marines and get that tech lab. If that falls before Stim finishes, that could be absolutely huge. And it did.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, did he? I mean, yeah, he doesn't have it.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was like with seconds to go before the completion of Stim here. Huge, giant play by the Protoss, going to set back the Terran quite a bit as he had to relocate one of his barracks. He's going to go ahead and try to push in on this bunker right here. Bunker is going to go down. I think this could be a little bit ill-advised here if it's microed well, but those 2 Immortals are going to be giant, just as they were in the first map.
And the force field on the ramp should be able to clean up this force. Pulling the wounded Immortal back. Immortals just take so much damage early in the game because of that hardened shell. And, you know, he really should just, you know, kill off this depot, take out this expansion if he can. Probably cannot with it lifting there. And pull back to that expand that he has himself up. But Attero continuing to be aggressive.
Not much production going on by the Protoss. He's going to go ahead and take advantage of his lead right now and go all units here while he still maintains a little bit of probe production. But you can see how many Stalkers are on their way in. That looks like 8 Stalkers and 2 Immortals with a Sentry. That's going to be way more than this force can handle, folks, unless Stim is done, but we know it's not. It's only a third of the way done now. Still going to harken back to that huge Tech Lab takedown earlier here, Gwin.
Absolutely. I mean, I would really say that that's probably one of the deciding factors in this game right now. And the first medevac is out, so this is going to increase the lifespan of these units by quite a while. But, I mean, like it was last game, I don't think it's enough, you know, with enough time to prepare. And the GG out of Gimmix. Attero takes it 2-0, absolutely thrashing his opponent.
Yeah, that wasn't close, brother.